high-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Guys, welcome to our live trading workshop. Today, after a crazy technical hitch and all of that, we are here right now live streaming from London here. It's still not on here from the Master Markets Illustrates Conference and the Traders Open Day. So let me just quickly share my screen over here. I'll just take a look at a few of the charts before we start bringing in our guest today. So we've got a great guest today, Adrian Slack. I'm going to be just introducing him very shortly after we take a look at the market. Just a very quick 5 minutes wrap up. We had the US elections already yesterday, and you guys know that Donald Trump did win. The markets have reacted overnight to all of that, basically that news being factored in, okay? So on that basis, let me just take a look at cable on the stretch principle strategy over here. Lower stretch has been taken out. Range has definitely been completed. As you can see over here, if I bring up also my daily chart over here, I'll go on to Trading View in a minute. And if you can see over there, that's the overnight reaction on the cable, okay? Definitely done its range capture based on that strategy. In terms of another strategy on continuation moves, which I've talked about as well, you guys can take a look at that as we are taking the downtrend movement on the 1 hour, the continuation. We can take a look at OE numbers to trade that further down, okay, if you choose to do that. That's another strategy, right? So we've talked all about that. All those kind of strategies and principles are all on our YouTube channel over here on the stretch principle, youtube.com/MasterTheMarkets. Okay, so you can take a look at that when you got some time. Then also, what I also wanted to mention, I did take a look at a few of the other trades. One thing was Brent oil, which we've been closely monitoring, right? So Brent oil over here, what I've been looking at is on a downtrend. I'm looking at seeing if this potential top over here is going to become a confirmed top on the daily. Okay, that's what I'm going to be taking a look at. And if you do want to take a look at that particular way of trading, then all you got to ask yourself is if that low that has been broken continuing on here, is it going to go further down and then going to make that potential top over here on the daily become a confirmed top, and also going to make our weekly become a confirmed top as well, okay? So these are the things that we are looking at. Potential top on the weekly is over here. We did take that position a few weeks ago, but after it filled up the gap, we did come out of that to break even. Now we will revisit that position once again. So something for you guys to look at. The final thing I did want to mention was Dow Jones. I will take a look at that overnight, what you can see with the political news over here. Big outburst of that. Now, some of you might be looking at that, and we were thinking of that as well when we were looking at this was, okay, how do you capture such a move, right? One of the strategies that we got is called the Ripple Swell Wave strategy, where we will start from a higher time frame on the weekly. Those of you coming to the annual summit, you'll be hearing much about this as well. So when we take a look at the weekly time frame over here, we start to see if we got a phase 2 in a phase 1 move over here or not. If that is the case, then we can look to capture that bottom over there. In this case, we didn't really get that. And in terms of the daily, there's a continuation move because the weekly is in a phase 1. If today that bottom confirms, we can start to take a look at riding that move further up or not. All I'll be cautious of is this big bar today, but of course that's because of the news. You can expect a bit of retracement bars coming in, a bit of selling before it continues on. And we will start to take a look at our open equity tables for probabilities on where to get out, because exits are where you actually realize your profit and losses. Okay. Right, great. I guess that's all. Those are the few things of what I wanted to mention to you guys on Brent, on Dow Jones, all the trades coming up. You can keep an eye on that. And on cable, if you want to do continuation moves on the intraday setups for today, you can take a look at that as well. Okay. Now, swiftly moving on to today's guest over here. So we've got a really nice guest over here joining us today. And as you know, I mean, the purpose of live trading workshop is to give you the truth of trading by interviewing top traders who trade for real and give you different perspectives to trade the markets on the smart money framework. We also interview partners like brokers, software providers, etc. from time to time, who can give you the necessary support to overcome the obstacles you have in trading and help you achieve consistent performance. So on that note, today we have Adrian Slack joining us. A bit of profile on Adrian. Adrian is actually an ex-investment bank experienced trading professional and educator with a demonstrated history of working in a trading environment and professional training and coaching industry. Qualified technical analysis favoring trend following, momentum, and pattern trading. Strong finance professional skilled in asset management, securities, trading systems, trading, risk management, and structured finance. Multi-asset class experience covering all major markets, having worked at global financial institutions, Adrian is well placed to take you through and help you navigate the art of financial trading. Adrian, welcome to the show. Nice to have you here.
Thanks a lot. After that introduction, I better.
Great. I can hear you fine. Okay, that was quite a bit of a technical glitch that we had just now. But anyway, the good thing is that we overcame all of that. We are here. I was thinking, man, this is getting even harder than the trading the financial markets, but we did powered it all through. That's great to have you. So without further ado, I'm just aware of time as well a little bit. I know we started a bit late, but just give us a little bit of background, actually, Adrian. Like, how old were you first when you first started into getting into trading? What event triggered your interest into this? And do you do other things along with trading, or do you do it full time?
No, I do this full time. We have trade uni. We teach and train educators, and new clients come to us to learn how to read the markets in a different way, similar to MasterTheMarkets. It's good for us to speak to guys like yourself, with yourself, as well as new customers, because, as you said, my background allows us to promote, show what I've learned over my lucky career that I've had.
Adrian, your audio, I think, is a bit breaking up a little bit. Maybe if you can be a bit more closer to the mic, I think that'd be really great.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, it's much more better. Yes, thank you.
Okay. There is a little bit of a delay I can hear on the background. I can hear my voice as well. Is that something you're in?
Yeah, I think it's much better, isn't it, guys? I think the audience as well. Can you all hear Adrian a bit more better now?
Is that better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think the guys are saying it's much more better. Yeah, carry on. Go for it.
No. Okay. I mean, I was lucky in my background. The career that I had with some German Credit Suisse for over 20 years, trading FX and equities. Using the bank's balance sheet, you get more mindset. Your risk profile is different in retail trading because we place our stop losses quite tight. We need to be very careful with our capital and things like that. So for us to teach, I'm going to show you a process. I'll show you a few of my charts. I've got some good charts to show you today, especially after what's happened overnight. Maybe Trump's put some gremlins in the system for us to navigate as well. And so it makes it all a little bit more interesting.
Great. Okay, that's good. Thanks for sharing that with us. Tell us, Adrian, what's your main style of trading actually? Would you say you're a swing trader, scalp trader, position trader? And do you do mainly
Yeah,
intraday trading of end of day? What is it? If you can tell us a little bit, that'd be great.
sure. I tend to, whether they call it swing trading, momentum trading, I would always look to put on trade on the 4-hour candle, because when we teach, that gives us enough trades during the day to show people what we're doing. If I do the hourly, it's too much. If I do the daily, it's too less. So anything I can show you during the day and be reactive and proactive to, then it's a lot better for the client's experience in trading with us, because we're actually showing what we're doing at the time. As a trader, if you wake up at 8 o'clock and want to trade till 10 o'clock, you might not find anything, because our analysis will come to fruition throughout the trading day, not at a certain time. We wait for the rules to hit, and then we take the trade.
Right. Okay, that's good. Yes. So it looks like your principles are based a little bit on swing trading then. So just let us know based on entry, right? So I mean, feel free to share your screens if you need to. Is there like a concept that you have to all your trade setups that you take?
There is. We have a fast track momentum strategy. I can take you through that. If I can show my screen with you. It shows I'm sharing my screen. Can you not see that at the moment?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, you'll be able to see a share option over there. If I'm not wrong.
It shows I'm sharing. Hold on one second. Can you see?
It's not showing yet. Let me see. I guess. Can you guys able to see it yet?
You want me to stop the share and start again?
No, I think it should be fine. Let me. I
Okay.
don't think I need to stop the share, do I? Let me just check. I think if it's showing on your side, yes, now we can see it. Go for it. Yeah.
You can see that, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so what we've got here is the Dow Jones. So obviously after last night's events and today's reaction, we know we're going to get a volatile period and a volatile move. We've had it. The long blue line across the bottom here is old resistance. So that's old highs. So what happens in technical analysis is you get, old resistance turns into new support and vice versa. So here you've got a great idea of this hit from here in September, we get to new highs. We have that consolidation period. Up we go. We get to the high. We break down back to the support. This gold line here, the 200-day moving average. And I like the way that the kind of trade, the trend line here is intact. Once we break these momentum tools here, these little dots, whether people are familiar or not, they would be the ones that are regular with us, are parabolic stop and reverses. Again, a great tool for momentum, as well as down at the bottom here, the oscillator at the MACD. So the MACD is the moving average convergence, divergence, another tool for us traders to help a change in direction. If we get our analysis correct and we get our chart structure correct, we align things with the analysis too, we're going to be in a very good space to be able to utilize this price action. And it gives us a good entry point. And a real good one we've got here to show you, but I know you were talking about crude earlier. Okay, so we took this trade this morning. Our traders, we took this trade. And here we can see, if I just expand the screen a second, we've got all these lines here coinciding with the 200-day moving average. Resistance, breakdown, we get a breakthrough. We've got positive momentum, and we've got positive momentum confirmed through the MACD too. Back to support, you kind of got a one-to-one trade there on out for now when the parabolics flip. But again, we're just looking at this yellow line here, the 200-day moving average. it's important because it either supports or resists, especially during this time frame in crude. And as we've seen overnight with what's happened, I said earlier, I like a trend break. I've got added confluence by a simple MACD. Yeah, it's difficult sometimes with new traders when they look at all the things, all the tools that are online, and trading views great. It's got so much on there. Listen, even though throughout my career, I want to keep it simple. Yeah, I'm a simple man. I like to sell things when they're going down, buy things when they're going up. If I can capture that move, I want to bank. Okay, once it's banked, move on to the next one. Okay, you can see I've set my one-to-one trade here, and that's what that we're in profit. Okay, I would tend to enter on the parabolic flip as the candle breaks down as well. Yesterday, and I'll just prove it to you. Yesterday we had Euro CAD, which we showed our group to, and we've done exactly the
Adrian,
same.
so sorry to stop you. Just sorry to stop you over there. Let's see if we can go back to the Brent oil, just so that the viewers just get a overview of the concept of the entry that you're taking a look at. If you can go back to the Brent oil chart again, do you have it there?
So do you remember I said about the entry?
Yeah, crude. Yeah, well, whatever.
The entry would be around
basically,
that.
I mean, so Adrian, so just to understand,
from positive to negative, I would place my stop loss just above the parabolic, and then I would look for that, create that one-to-one graphic. Yeah,
got you. So basically, you're looking at a break of momentum, right? Basically, correct. you got your, that's the main concept, isn't it? So you're looking at
underlined and backed up by a break of chart structure.
Right, yeah, I got you. Yes,
the real momentum part is our confluence indicator, really. Is adding confluence to the chart, because we understand the chart is the most important part. Plus, the price action discounts everything. It absorbs all the news. That's what creates the pattern recognition, right?
I got you. So you've got all the different things to see if that the trend line is broken. You got your moving averages. You got your parabolic curves, and once all that is broken, you're getting a kind of a trigger that the momentum is going to the downside, with the momentum of the upside being broken and the price structure being broken. And that is the main concept of your entry of your trades. Am I right so far?
That's correct.
Okay, that's good. And I think that gives an... Sorry, yeah, carry on. I think it's just a bit of a lag, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Let me just show you what the graphic looks like in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
All right, because I think I put some vertical bars there. Okay, can you see? Hopefully you can see that from left to right. This is from October to where we are now. Okay, here we buy because we close above the 200-day moving average. I've got positive momentum. Okay, so what do I get? I get that move higher, right? I do get a move in our favor. I can show you that's my move. Okay, I get that again. I see a low here. I get positive momentum. We get that we get the positive parabolics above the 200-day. I get an upward move. Okay, this is where in technical analysis, historic repetitive patterns repeat. Again, what do I get? A pullback. I get positive momentum there with a new MACD. Okay, so really, that's a tricky one, because I'd probably say that trade might have failed because I'm in there and it's reversed. So I'm out for a small loss. And guess what, traders? We still take losses just because I've done it for so long. We still have losses. That is the business, right? Here, so the next trade we get the move up. Everything is aligned. There is confluences, and I'm showing you commonality in the analysis. Higher, low, higher. What happens here? We had it. We did advise that one or talk about that one yesterday. Okay, so all I'm saying is sometimes you might get it wrong. The trade won't always go as high as you expect it to. That's why you have to have your trade management rules in. And that's why I set up kind of risk a pound to make a pound to start with. If it goes in my favour, we can then, as we showed here, we could kind of we could move in line with the parabolics or with the price action as we go, right? So you can capture your profit. It's a big move in Bitcoin, isn't it? 74,000. It's been to 75,000 today. That's a really big move. And I pointed you to EuroCAD earlier. I'm showing you consistency in how we trade and how I look at things. So here we had this level of resistance. It's never going to be perfect, but it's going to give us an idea when things change. So here you could have thought, well, it's testing there, but we've got a little 5 and 10 EMA crop as well, which nearly mirrors the MACD. Some people like on the chart, some people not. Again, when we see this trend break, the trend is your friend until the bend in the end. Here we go. I'll have that. Off we go. What am I seeing now today? Well, okay, so let's have a look. I want to claim that one. Just see if I can do this. I'm coming back to my analysis that, well, hang on, support might be supporting you. So I should be out of any short trade. Looking at that, it has supported. The reason I say it has supported is because it's a tail that's supported, not the body of the candle has gone below. We've got oversold MACD by the looks of it. And if you want to add an RSI relative strength index, you can. But me personally, I think they work better with stocks rather than FX. But again, personal preference. But again, a really good trade to get into. I'm not scared about the elections or what's happening. I'm letting the charts do the talking. I won't have hundreds of trades on. I'll have one or two. I'll be sensible. The indexes could have been would have been my preference based on the analysis, but as it's the largest event that we've got out there for heightened volatility, I need to be sensible. Yeah, with retail trading, capital preservation is key. Right, capital management is key, and sensible risk allocation. Yeah, to double an account in a year through compounding, you only have to make 6% per month. So let's be sensible. Let's treat it as a business, and you've got the idea for you. I think last one here is cable, which you mentioned. So you looked at it in a slightly different way. I looked at it on the momentum flips, but again, this big blue line was old highs, support and resistance. Supported, up it went. Supported, failed. Then resisted, down it went. Resisted, down it went. And look at that. Here, this latest one, 2 levels of resistance, harder to break through. So it could give you a little bit of added confluence that once you get that kind of reversal candle, we can go down. I said to you that the trading and strategy won't always be perfect, because even here, I want to enter when the parabolics flip over, but those parabolics are too far away from price action. So I'm moreover looking at the chart structure and things like that. Plus, I won't overtrade. I will take the best trades off, which yesterday was EuroCAD, and today is crude. Yesterday, Bitcoin. Okay. Hopefully, you've got it all now.
Great, Adrian. I think that was a really nice cover up, really of the kind of concept on how you're getting into the trades. One I can see is definitely momentum based on these different indicators and price that you're looking at, and I was really liking the fact on the cable how you looked also at the resistance points as well from before, double resistance, breaking that trend line on the upside, coming back down, all the triggers towards going for the short. So thanks for enlightening us on that. Just a quick question on entries. Do you scale into trades, or is that not something?
I typically don't know.
So typically you don't, you keep it simple. It's similar to us. We don't.
I kind of find that if you've got a bad trade and you're not really monitoring it effectively, those short-term trades turn into long-term investments, and you find you end up scaling. It's not the strategy that you ended up with. So I like to buy, set my parameters. I will be proactive with my stop. I will manually roll a stop if I think the need be. So you can still all see my chart hopefully on this.
Yeah, we'll come to the stops in a minute. I think, are you going to cover the stops right now? Or?
Pardon?
We'll come to the stops in a minute. If you're going to cover that, are you going to cover the stops right now? Because that's the second part. I will come into that very shortly.
Oh no, there's stop loss area stops. So my stop here would originally be from here when we get in, but we could move up as the parabolics go to kind of give us a better result in the end of it, and that's how you look at some kind of trade management. But again, being on the program, showing you that doing each trading day.
Great, thank you for that, Adrian. I mean, if I had a question here, I mean, if I were to ask you, like, in terms of all the trades that you've done over all these years, is there any like best trade that comes to you in mind in terms of your entry, and what was the thinking behind the entry? And how would you classify best as?
I think consistency in the analysis and looking on the chart that you've got, having everything aligned at the same time. Yeah, so with the cable trade, the parabolics weren't aligned, are they? But in this Bitcoin trading, especially say from here, this one, everything's aligned, isn't it? The parabolics are reversed nicely. We've got a new MACD, and you've got a higher low established. You're above the 200-day moving average. So alignment on your methodology and strategy would be my favoured play.
Great. And is there any best trade that comes to your mind?
Being consistent. Each day is a new chapter. So I would say this week, the Euro CAD trade would be my most favoured trade, because I like the way it moves so quickly, because of the announcement that we had, the technicals and fundamentals aligned perfectly. That would be a really decent trade. In my investment banking trade, it would be something like if you took on another investment bank. I bought some Sky once from another investment bank, and they were trying to depress the price. I kept on buying them and then sold them as they ticked up. But that's a different feeling because you're taking on the market. Here, we're reacting to the market with our strategy.
Great. Thank you for that. Now, moving on to the stop loss and risk management side of questions, you did touch a little bit on how you're using your stops. So where do you usually place your stops? And if you don't use stops, then what do you then use for exiting from the market?
Okay, so when I set a trade up, I would look for 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Yeah, because that's a favourable risk-reward ratio. Yeah, rather than a 5-to-1, which monetary-wise is more favourable, but obviously percentage-wise is a little bit less. Yeah. So, say for example, I said I like this trade here, so I want to buy Euro CAD here. Okay. What did I say? I want a minimum 1-to-1. That goes to a 1.5-to-1. So I buy on the parabolic here. Okay. I place my stop at the parabolic here, level here. Then I let the trade do its thing and hopefully run out to profit. Okay. One thing that's very important, I can't pick tops or bottoms. So I'm a key to bank profit. Okay. I won't run for a bus and I won't chase a trade. There's always another one of each. Okay. There's no point in chasing trades. Make sense?
Okay, good. And in terms of trailing your I know there are some questions coming in, so we'll take the questions a little bit. In fact, some of them are quite relevant to what you're saying, but I'll ask that just in a minute.
Okay.
In terms of trailing your stops, do you use trailing stops, and what kind of trailing stops do you use? Do you use a time stop, money stop, technical stop? What is it?
I wear my glasses, use my manual stops. I am an active, proactive trader. Sometimes I get it wrong and push the button. I want to get out because it doesn't feel right, but I would choose my own feeling. Again, as well, banking is important depending on how your P&L's going for the week as well. And one thing for sure is I tend not to hold positions over the weekend now.
Right. Sorry, Adrian, I think the audio is going in and out again. If you can stay, a bit more nearer to the microphone. I think.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, so we were asking about trailing stop. Sorry, if you were mentioning that.
Yes, so I would follow the parabolics. That would be one area of what I would look for.
Okay.
Again, when to get out, use my eyes, use my trading now, and my day-to-day trading toolbox. If there's any news coming out, do I want to be exposed over that news? Do I want to give my profit away? Do I need to move my stop to entry to protect my capital? Those things as a trader, you've got to be flexible with. I do like to set up my trades with a one-to-one, but I don't just set them to get them.
Right, got you. And in terms of your risk management, how do you actually do your risk management?
So I'd say to new traders, it's very good to look at maybe banking some of that goes to 50% towards your target, because at least you're building the account and you're learning to bank, you're learning to find how that monetary value aspects your mindset.
Got you. I understand. Yeah. And if there's one trade that has taught you the biggest lesson, what would it be, Adrian?
Sorry, if there was
one trade that has taught you the biggest lesson in your trading career, what would that be?
Don't be scared to buy new highs and sell new lows.
Sorry, Adrian. I think a couple of people are saying that the sound is a bit patchy as well. But yeah, if you can repeat that again, sorry.
That's okay. Don't be scared to buy new highs and sell new lows.
Right. Okay, I got you. Understand.
Uncharted territory.
I think a couple of questions that are coming up. Adrian, can Adrian go over that bit again on which one was it, Jeff? Jeff, I think was it the Euro CAD? Is that what you're asking? I think we'll wait for him. I think maybe we can cover that in the on the stop management. He's asking on I think which part of the stop management is it? The trailing stop loss? I think okay. Just write down your question and we can cover that probably at the end. Going a little bit further. Okay, so we covered on entry, we covered on stop loss, trailing stop loss, initial stop loss, and all that. Going on to exits, right? So it looks like, Adrian, I think you've mentioned that a little bit. You've got a predefined target on all your trades, right? So there's no trade where you exit live on them, or do you sometimes exit live when there is an adverse market condition, or you let them run, or not like that, or just straight one-to-one?
Good question. So on, say for example, this Euro CAD, if I enter the trade, I always put a stop loss in. Yeah. My target can be variable, but in my head, I'm looking for one-to-one. If it gets to one-to-one quickly, like this one did, I would close half of it, stop to entry, let the balance run, and then see what happens when I'm out now. Yeah. So I've made a little bit more as the downtrend pushed, or the price action went lower.
Can you just say the last part again, Adrian, because we couldn't hear that? So you said on this trade, you would move your stop to entry and then leave it to run a little bit more. Is that right? Is that what you said?
So once I've seen the trade one-to-one, and I would close 50%, move my stop to entry, then let the balance run as I see fit. Yeah, as this one did, it worked out quite nicely. Yeah.
And is that only on some trades, or on most trades you do that, or use your discretion?
Most trades under my discretion. When I'm teaching, I think it's important to bank cash, and you make 1% out of the majority of your trades. Happy days. You'll make your 6% a month and double an account in a year. Okay.
Good. Thank you for that. I think that was a bit more clearer. And I guess you already answered this before as well. Like I guess you don't scale in, and you scale out sometimes. Do you? Yes, sometimes you say that to the beginner traders, right?
But again, use my trading experience to determine if I think that's good or not. I wish everything was just a set of rules and we can do it, but the market behaves irrationally.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to take advantage of when that happens, and we want to make sure we're not over committed if we are the wrong side of that irration.
Right, got you. So sometimes you do scale out. Is that right? If I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. And this question, I think I've got that from the Market Visits book. There was one time when Jack Schwager will interview one of the traders, and he will ask them that is there a point, but when do you know that you have finally got a strategy that actually fits your personality? And one of the questions that he will ask is, and he will pose to the trader is that, do you feel at peace when you exit most of the trades? What do I mean by that? Do you sometimes feel a bit of regret that, oh no, you know what, that went a bit more further, I should have let it run a little bit more, or I should trail my stop loss a bit more tighter? Do you have any of those kind of regrets or things, or you feel at peace at most of your trades when you come out?
No regrets on when I exited. That's my decision. I made the trade. It goes back to, I don't chase trades. I don't chase the butts. Yeah, so we take it each trade on its own merits, based on the rules of fast track momentum. Then we'll use our actual intelligence to play as we see fit.
Good. I mean, was it always like that for you, or was it a journey to get to that stage?
There's a different journey between being an institutional trader and a retail trader. The crossover was tricky because as an institutional trader, £500 is very much. As a retail trader, it's low. Okay, if we can make £500 a day, it's 10 grand a month. Yeah, it's a lot better salary than many people get. But the turnover from institutional to the retail trader was a little bit tough. But again, one of the ideas of setting up an educational entity to help people was I actually got help from them as well, because I understood a mindset from someone who'd never been an institutional trader. So I could dovetail some of their experience into maybe some of the experience I had.
Good. Thanks for sharing that. And the last final part. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, good. Now the final part, Adrian, I just want to touch a little bit on psychology. I mean, is there like a kind of a routine that you do, like a pre-trading routine that you do to get your mental state to be trading in the zone, or your post-trading routine, or any other practices that you have, in your trading?
No, I think a healthy body is a healthy mind. So I keep myself active, i.e. cycling, running, go to the gym or something like that. But my mindset regarding elasticity on losses and poor trade results is accepted. I accept we'll have bad results because I've traded for many years now. So maybe I'm numb to that a little bit more than the average trader.
Very important thing, isn't it? Acceptance, right? And I think a lot of people struggle with that actually when they come out of the trade. But as
part of the business.
Yeah, it's part of the business. Yeah, very well said. Yes, yeah. But it takes a while for that to set in. And I think that's the journey that people have got to go through. Because I think, as you would agree, Adrian, that most of the things in our life, we are not used to taking losses, right? We are in a mindset to always to win. And now here is a game where you got to turn that around and you got to think losses and wins are part of this game, and you got to be accepting to both of that, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And failure or loss is deemed as a failure. This is where the acceptance comes in, because the failure is how you bounce back. Yeah, if you've got a good strategy, you're winning more than you're losing. You will have setbacks. Yeah, those setbacks allow you to grow. Don't have a fixated mindset on the loss. Forget the loss. Life, I forget the win. It's about building an account to a level where it's sustainable. You're confident in your own abilities, and you're making money out of the business.
Very good points. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, really succinct. Now, I think we've gone on to the charts. Thanks for sharing it. So you shared all the kind of setups that you're taking a look at. I'm going to go over to the questions now. Going to see
Sure.
what questions that have come in. Let me see. Right. One question from Master Carlo was, do you rely more on technicals or fundamentals?
Yeah, technical for the entry, but having a skew on the fundamentals by knowing what's coming out. So basically being prepared. So last night we only ran the Euro CAD position. So that was a small 1% of my book was open, because we knew we had the highest volatility event coming out, which has been deemed true, right? If I knew Trump was going to win and the equity markets were going to go up 2 or 3%, we'd all be long and we'd all go home happy. But I'm happy to remove my risk over the volatility period, because I get enough trades each week, each month, each year to be profitable. And hopefully that creates less stress, helping my mindset, allowing me to sleep.
Great, nice. Thanks for answering that one there. And then Master Carlo asking again, do you always have a one-to-one risk-reward ratio? If so, do you have a high win rate? And there's a few more there as well. So yeah, let's take that question first. So do you have a high win rate, and do you always have a one-to-one? I think you kind of answered this a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, it's about 65, 70% on the win rate. Because don't forget, if we start off at a 1-to-1, if our trade goes to 50% towards its target, you can move your stop to entry. You've got a free trade, there's no risk. You've removed your risk. You've been proactive as a trader. You've been a good capital manager. You've been a proactive monitoring your trade, looking after your trade and looking after your money. At 50% towards target, you can bank some of it if you want and run the free trade. That should be a trader's prerogative.
Good. Yes, I think you did explain that in terms of breaking even, letting it run, free trade, great principles that people got to reflect on and see if they want to put that into their strategy rules. The other thing that is asking also is, do you differ in settings, i.e. A/A plus settings? In an A plus setup, would you risk more percentage of your capital, or all your trades risk the same percent of capital?
Ideally the same percent. Ideally, that's consistency. You find that common thing in your analysis, in your trade out, capital allocation, everything. Find the common theme that works for you. If you keep it simple, you're not messing about. I don't change the settings of a MACD or if I was looking at something else, I was like point and figure with all the boxes. I don't change all that. Parabolics, I don't change. It has to be standard that the system gives us, because if I'm teaching, you can't make a mistake. We're all on the same tip sheet.
Got you there. Okay, that's well and clear. And Jeff has just written his question once again. He says he'd like to ask about risk management. Often, maximum 1% risk is quoted, but on a prop account, that is only 6 trades. Does Adrian suggest the lower risk on a prop account?
Yeah, 100%. With your own money, you can take a drawdown of 20, 30, 40, 50%. On a prop account, if you buy a 100k prop account with a 6% drawdown, treat it as a £6,000 account and just 1% of 6,000. Yeah, because it's only that's $60 a trade or £60 a trade. You've got 100 trades to go wrong. Yeah, if you do 1% of 100k and you lose 1%, that's 6 trades. You're wiped out. You can have losing periods of more than that. Might take you longer to pass the audition, whatever, but you're going to be in your account for longer.
And I guess that's when we always mention the P word, isn't it, Adrian? Patience, right? I know even if you have to reduce lower, but the most important thing, which I've always seen all traders mention, is you got to stay in the game. Because if you don't stay in the game, how are you going to keep on taking trades and wait for the big runners to bring your equity curve to the new level? And I think that you've got the same thoughts over there.
Yeah, definitely. We're not a casino, red or black or anything like that. There's a process behind it. We're only, if I've got 100 quid on my account, I'm just going to pound a trade. You know, and over a period of time, I'm going to win more than I lose. I might draw down to 80. And obviously, you've got to make a bit more once you've lost, because your 1% of 80 is less than 1% of 100. It takes you a little bit longer to get back above your high water mark. But you have to find the consistency. And that's the good way of doing it.
Great, Adrian. Thanks for sharing all of that. I think it's been really very insightful. I guess we have come to the end of the show a little bit. Just before we end off, and I'll take most of the questions as well. If there's any other questions that people have, how can they reach you? How can they find out more about you? That'd be great if we can find out about that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you want to email us at info@trade-uni.com. We can answer your questions. If you need to look at this online, we're at www.trade-uni.com. You can contact us there as well. Social media, the usual outlets. We have a presence too. You can check us out on LinkedIn. I'm there. You can see me there as well. So very reachable, and happy to talk all things trading to people should they wish to.
Thank you so much for that, Adrian. Yes, as I think our team is just putting out all the links over there for people to go and check out and all of that.
Thank you.
If there's any last few words that you would like to share, final words that you'd like to share with the traders on their trading journey ahead to achieve consistent performance, what would that be?
Yeah, sure. I would say very important to treat it as a business. If you're setting up this as a new business, what would you do if you were setting up anything else? If you went to the bank and asked for the loan, they'd ask for a kind of business plan. So it's very important to adhere and to build a trading plan. That will give you the reason to go back why you started in the first place, what you're looking at. It will help propel your journey forward. So very, very important to construct a solid business plan. Have an open mindset to learning new techniques. Have a growth mindset. Yeah. And think online, there's lots of free resources. They're free for a reason. You need to kind of pay an entry ticket to get quality education. That's where you've got to sort of don't be scared to pay for self-improvement and develop.
So true, isn't it? I think this reminds me of Warren Buffett's quote, isn't it? He says the best investment is actually in yourself. You know, you should always keep investing in yourself to grow yourself, to become the best version of yourself. I think that's in any profession.
Definitely, I agree with that. by not knowing what you're doing, you'll end up doing hope analysis and thinking trading won't work for you. And by not investing in yourself, you're not giving yourself the best opportunity and chance to succeed.
Absolutely. I think we're totally in agreement on that. So thanks for sharing all your insightful points over here. It's been really very good. Taking a look at really nice real-time trades as well in alignment with the elections and sharing your insights on how you look at the trades. Thanks so much, Adrian, for coming today. And for those of you already here and watching on YouTube, you can also get our 7 steps to CTP.com as well. We'll send that to you on the email for those of you already in our email list. And thanks as a thank you for joining us on this program. And please do check out Adrian's website more as well on how to incorporate these principles in your own trading strategy. All right, traders, I guess we've come to the end of this session on this Traders Live Trading Workshop over here. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Thank you, and bye for now.